We will start with a new lesson today, that is Plant Kingdom. We have already learned about Whitaker's system of classification, wherein he proposed the five kingdoms, and out of that one is Plant Kingdom. Today we will start with this new kingdom. Now, before going into details of the Plant Kingdom, let us learn a little bit of the different systems of classification very briefly. Initially, it was the artificial system of classification as proposed by Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus, he had proposed a binomial nomenclature wherein the name of organisms is divided into two parts. But the system was mainly based on characteristics of the flower and the sexual parts. That is, only the morphological aspects. The anatomical aspects were not considered. As such, it could not explain many of the features which is commonly seen in plants. Later, two scientists, George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker, they came forward with another system of classification which is known as natural system of classification. Under this natural system of classification, many characters were considered. Diverse characters were considered. In fact, many other scientists, researchers, they had come forward with this natural system of classification. But one of the system which is of significance, that is as proposed by Bentham and Hooker. Then in this natural system of classification, all the important characters of plants are considered and they are classified according to their related affinities. That is to say, the classification is based on some relationship that exists among the different plants. The phylogenetic aspects, the evolutionary aspects were also considered under this system of classification. Then later, as because the natural system was considering so many factors, a new system developed which was known as the phylogenetic system. In this, it was mainly based on the evolutionary and genetic affinities, mainly on the evolutionary similarities. So as per it, what happens, the most simple organisms will be placed first, then comes the more complex ones, which will also show us or point us towards the evolutionary aspect. So nowadays, as I already mentioned, in the natural system, mostly what happens is the classification is based upon a mixture of this natural as well as phylogenetic system. Besides this, there are also other systems or taxonomical systems, one of which is numerical taxonomy. In this, what is done is several characters are selected. They are compared with the help of computers. Mathematical calculations are done, and then equal importance is given to almost all the characters, and according to the higher number of similarities, they will be placed in a particular group. Lesser number of similarities, they will be given a different location. So here numbers play a role, and as such it is called as numerical taxonomy, mainly based on mathematical calculations and computerized work. Then besides that, cytotaxonomy is based on information about the cell. Cyton means the cell, so mainly the information that we have of the plants about the cell, the chromosome structure, number, behavior, how it expresses, the molecular structures, all these will be considered under cytotaxonomy, and based on those similarities, they are again classified. Finally, we have chemotaxonomy, where what chemicals are present in the cells, based on it, the plants are classified. So if we ponder upon all these different types of classification of plants, according to the same plant, if we go by natural system, it will be placed under one group. If we go by cytotaxonomy, it might be placed under a different group. So it is very important that we always mention what system of classification we are following, or what consideration is taken. Now we will move into the different divisions under plant kingdom. Now, kingdom Plantae, broadly it can be divided into non-vascular plants and vascular plants. Now, what is the meaning of vascular? vascular means the plants which have specific vessels or tubes or tissues to transport substances. Like we have, everyone must be familiar with the terms xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem are the vessels or are the ducts or are the tissues through which transportation of water and food material takes place. So such plants will be called as vascular plants. So plant kingdom, a major category, does not have such tubes or ducts to transport substances. Those are called as non-vascular plants, and if they have, then they are called as vascular plants. Under non-vascular plants, we have algae and bryophytes. The first two divisions of plants, that is algae and bryophytes. Algae, which are aquatic, purely aquatic, they need water for the survival. Bryophytes, which partially need water, but they can survive. They are terrestrial, they can survive even on land. Then under vascular plants, we have plants without seeds, that is, they have vessels, they can transport substances through those special tissues, but again they can be without seeds or with seeds. If they are without seeds, we will call them as pteridophytes. They belong to the division Pteridophyta. And if they are with seeds, they will be classified either under Gymnosperma or Angiosperma. That is gymnosperms or angiosperms. And the main difference between these two is that gymnosperms, the ovules are exposed. They are not enclosed within a fruit. In angiosperms, the ovules are always enclosed inside a fruit. So thereby we get 5 divisions of plants: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. As it is shown here, even in the figure, you can see here, that is, these are the algae, the aquatic kingdom of plants. These are the bryophytes, these are the pteridophytes, which includes the ferns. Bryophytes, they include the mosses. Gymnosperms, plants like pine. Angiosperms, all the flower-bearing plants. So this is broadly about the 5 divisions of plants and the introductory part on the classification system. Next, we will move to the first division, that is algae, where we will learn in details about the different classes under algae. Thank you.